think you got it off from two end, or did you notice?
I couldn't really tell. It was close, and it was either going to be good or it wasn't. So it wasn't good. Good look though. Great read by JT. Made a good play. Made it, just not a time.
Takes a little bit of time to get into that set. You could call a timeout in that spot. You guys took it up before. What did take so long to get that set going?
We were just trying to get the right guys in the right spot. We just went a little slower than expected. We wanted to go really fast. They did a good job of, getting their guys on the right people and making a play. We just got to, see what was going on, see the time, and we got to understand the timing management. So, all right, on to the next one.
They were able to force a lot of switches on you guys, James, Joel. You guys were going over screens when you were successful earlier in this series. Were they just setting harder screens? What was it that forced a lot of those switches?
Yeah, they were putting bodies. They did a good job. And we're versatile to guard. Everybody, we got guys who can guard anybody. So, we just got to step up to the challenge.
Marcus, what was the difference in Harden tonight? He's been under the microscope the last couple of games here. What did you see out there?
He's a good player. You know what I'm saying? He's one of the best players in this league. He's been doing this for a long time. So, we expected him to come out just like he did. He was more aggressive. The shots started falling for him, and he was feeling good. We just got to make him uncomfortable.
It seemed like the pressure or the intensity kind of ramped up in the fourth quarter for you guys defensively. What did you like there?
Just our energy. It was a dogfight. We were down, and we continued to fight our way back. And that's all you can ask for, Al and those guys, Gray, Rob, they did a good job on Joel. He's a monster. He's an MVP. We just got to keep fighting, just a couple plays here and there, go our way. It's a different talk right now.
Marcus, when you get to the last play like this, you usually can go back earlier in the game and find all the places where you could have done better. What was it about the first half where you guys really struggled to, with them, because they were up by 13, 15?
Yeah, we allowed them to be comfortable in their shots. And when you got a team like that who can get comfortable, who loves the rhythm, it's hard to guard. And they made us pay in the first half, and we had to claw our way back, and it made it a little tougher for us.
And then, so you let Harden get into a rhythm and all that. That plays into you double off of him and he hits the big three rather than maybe being a little bit off. So that first half, you say, going to cost you some of that late play execution from that.
Yeah, it's a lot of things in the first half we can look at from everybody that made it cause, that late game play, may cause guys getting hot, hitting certain shots. But, it's part of the game. It's a make or miss league. We know that he hit a great shot. It was a great play and it was a great read. And they made it. So, you move on to the next one. You tip that off the ground.
You've been in heavily 2-2 series. Guess last year in the finals. What's that game 5 like?
It's crazy. It's going to be, very intense. And, good thing is we get to have it on our home court.
Marcus, how do you kind of process a game like this? Is it deflating the way it ended? Is it encouraging to get back? How do you kind of process it?
Very encouraging. We didn't play none of our best basketball. At one point in the game, they were shooting 50%. We were shooting 30-some%. And we fought our way back. So it's all you can ask for, I don't look at this as a deflation for us. I look at it as, obviously we got to learn from our mistakes, clean up a couple things, and just bring that same intensity.
You made that read to go for that double at the end there that opened up the hard three. Joe was saying a lot of the doubles you guys do out there are reads. How complicated is it to make that decision? How do you communicate with other guys to figure out who's going to double and what? And how do you know where to stay home?
It is complicated. They do a good job of putting guys in certain situations. And it is a read. JB made a read. They made a better read, and that's just all it is, excuse me. I'm always living with JB making a read and what he feels comfortable in his gut. He's been doing great all series. This time, they made a better read, and we paid for it.
Thank you, Marcus.
Thank you, guys.
All right, so the Celtics, again, fall 116-115. That final play, Giles, Eddie, Scal. Celtics fall 116-115 in overtime. Series tied at 2 apiece. First half, it wasn't the Celtics team that we're used to seeing. Second half, they come out, they up the defensive pressure, everything else, make a pretty significant comeback here, down by 16 at one point in this game, and actually had a 5-point lead. But where do we stand now, Scal, with your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm let's forget the last play in overtime. I love the way that Jason Tatum played in the second half. Yep. Catching the ball off the move, on the attack. I mean, I thought one of the worst possessions was the final possession where he took so long to get into the set. But he was great in the second half, not great in the first half. But if you look at it moving forward, everybody now knows the formula to succeed. Like Tatum now knows attack early. Jaylen Brown's been doing it, just stay out of foul trouble. You know, the Celtics know what they have to do. Now they got to put it together for, 5, 6, and 7.
I'm going to sound like a broken record. I've been saying this all along, right? In the first half, Jason Tatum couldn't knock down a shot. We couldn't knock down threes. We couldn't make shots. Our defense was lacking. Second half, what happens? We turn up our defensive pressure, our defensive intensity. We start getting blocked shots. We start rebounding the basketball. We get out in transition. We making open shots. Shots that we were missing in the first half, we started making. It's no surprise that it's all tied together with one thing, and that's defense. So I think if there's one thing that they can learn from this loss, in my mind, is, man, that's the one thing we do really well is when we play defense, it seems like we play well on the offensive end.
Sure.
So the defense is, because I always say this, nobody takes a shot. Have you ever raised up and was like, I'm about to brick this?
Sometimes I let it go and be like,
that's when you let it go, though. But, like, when you raising up, what you think?
Yeah,
draws, right?
Yeah.
Water. And so.
Not draws.
You're going to get all net, right? So nobody does that. So make or miss shot, that's going to happen. But energy, effort, these are controllables.
Yeah.
These are something that you could do every single night. You could be in the right place at the right time.
For sure.
You could play hard defense. You could pick up. You could pressure. You could have active hands. You could try to get deflections. That's something I think they should learn. Like, okay, this is what we control night in and night out, and then let the chips fall where they may when it comes to the offensive end.
You guys, you want to do something? We can talk about this later.
Well, we'll come back to it because we do have Jaylen Brown coming up in just a second here, but wanted to just kind of recap things. This is brought to you by the Massachusetts Health Connector. Stay in the game and get covered at masshealthconnector.org. You're looking at the missed opportunity here and just kind of the late game issues for the Celtics, allowing the 2 offensive rebounds. PJ,
one of those was bogus. It was off a block shot from Al Horford. One of them was say 1, not 2. It is 2, but one of them was not a legit offensive rebound.
They allowed the 2 offensive boards in the overtime, I should say, when they had that 3-point lead before Embiid kind of got that jumper to put them back within 1. And then you had the closing moments in overtime. Jaylen Brown helping off James Harden, who hit the corner 3 to put the Sixers up, and the Celtics not getting a shot off in time. Let's hear from Jaylen Brown now back in Philadelphia.
The decision to double and need. How tough is that decision to make? You got a hot shooter, a guy who can obviously tie the game or get in one. What's your kind of thinking through that process?
Just a bad read. That's it. It's a gamble at the wrong time, and big shot by James Harden, but that's my fault. I take full accountability. Just a bad read.
You were able to slow James for a lot of the series going over screens, but he was able to switch matchups a lot in this game. Was anything different about how they were screening?